Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown, and today is Winning Wednesday. I'm very excited to be with you here today. I wanted to talk about taking risks today. You know, every time I step on a horse and work with a horse, I'm taking major risks, but it's a calculated risk. And I take that calculated risk and I do these things because I'm passionate about helping horses. I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about creating that safer and more fun-filled relationship between horses and people. And so that's why I'm willing to take that risk. And this morning I'm riding Lovey again. And we've had a great morning. She's riding out on the urban trail, and we've been mostly rural. On the rural trail. She's been mostly urban trail up to this point, and some rural, but we're more rural today. And I'm really excited for her because on Friday her owner's coming. She's going to ride her with me, and then she's taking her and going to start riding endurance races with her, starting on the 12 milers and then moving up. So I'm really excited for her owner, and for that relationship that they're going to develop in the future, and that she's just going to feel so much safer knowing that Lovey has been through this kind of training of horsemanship. And speaking of risk-taking for Winning Wednesday, I think it's very important that we all try to learn how to take more risk. And it can be calculated risk. I calculate my risk all the time. I don't just jump on a horse that's totally I haven't touched and that I know is a bucker, or even any horse that I ever get. I never just jump right on him. I'm going to work him on the ground first and make sure that my risk is more calculated and that I understand where they are mentally before I ride them. And so if it's really important that we start taking more risk in life. Yesterday I was listening to a gentleman, I think it was Mark Steyn, and he said a risk-averse society is a society in danger of self-destruction. And let me say that again. A risk-averse society is a society in danger of self-destruction. And what does that mean? What does risk-averse mean? Risk-averse means that you're afraid to take risks, that you're not willing to step out and take risks, and so you're risk-averse, and the risk outweighs, or the danger outweighs, whatever benefits you might think you'd get from doing something. And so we're becoming a society that's very risk-averse. For example, there was a study of the 19 to 34-year-olds that I talked about a few months ago that showed that these 19 to 34-year-olds felt and believed that they were 1,000 times more likely to die of COVID-19 than they actually were. So they thought they were had a high possibility of dying from COVID-19 if they caught it, versus what the actual reality is a very, very low possibility. And that's just one example of the risk averseness that's going on in society today, and how it's starting to be damaging to our country and damaging to the world. We have to be willing to step outside, breathe fresh air, and take risks that are calculated. If my risk of dying from COVID-19 is 0.1%, if I get it, at my age, let's say it's 0.1%, well, I'm willing to take that risk. And there are some people that are older and have other comorbidities. They have problems, physical problems that might make them more likely, maybe 0.5% likely of dying from it, or maybe even more than that when it comes down to it. I understand that those people have to take more precautions. But in general, whether it be COVID-19 or other situations and other circumstances that we could put ourselves in, like for example, business owners. If business owners have to take risks every day. They risk losing their business. They risk being sued. They risk things going wrong. And I take those risks every day, but I'm willing to take those risks because I want to succeed. I want to create income in my life. I want to create income for my family. I want to create a lifestyle that is comfortable for me and that is more passive income in the future. And those kind of risks are important to take if we want to build businesses in the United States of America, if we want to create relationships in the United States of America, or anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you are. If you want to create growth in life, you have to be willing to risk something. If you're not willing to risk something, whether it be literally your life, just the fact that we are alive today, that I'm breathing and my heart is beating right now, makes me very likely that someday, in fact, 100% certain that someday I'm going to die. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be today. It could be in 50 years or more. But one thing's for certain, I am going to die. So there's 100% chance that I'm going to die. So why should I Why should I stop living because I'm afraid of dying? It's just something that we have to get through. We have to work through that fear that sometimes grips our hearts when we're afraid of something that might happen, might or might not happen in our life. If you want to create the relationship that you want in life, you have to take risk. If you want to create the business you want in life, you have to take risk. If you want to create the income that will sustain you, if you want passive income, or if you want to create other things in your life, you have to take risks. And if we're not willing to take risks, then we're in danger of self-destruction. We're just going to completely implode ourselves and our nation. So I hope that we go out today and just think about being willing to take more risks and getting a little more courageous. And even though we're afraid, we're still doing it anyway. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember to take some risk and make sure it's calculated. Make sure you calculate it, but take some risk. And until next time, be thankful, live with purpose, live with passion, and as always, stay safe in the saddle.